Okay, hi there, everybody. Okay, this is another writing at C2 for C2 for the CPE. It's a letter to the editor. This is the question. The extract below was part of an article in a magazine on the debt problem of developing countries. Readers were asked to send in reactions to the article in the form of a letter, that should be an E, for publication in next month's issue. You decide to write a letter responding to the points raised and giving your own views. Okay, so here's the article in the magazine. At times of extreme natural disaster, it is only natural, that's not good, natural, for individuals and countries to want to help victims of floods, drought and famine by sending food and medical aid. However, providing charities to countries on a regular basis can block development and social progress. The poorer countries need to learn to rely on themselves. For this reason, I am doubtful that cancelling debts owed to richer countries is the basis of a solution to their problems. Okay, and now we have the answer. Okay, this letter was written by Roland Simon. It doesn't say it here, but it was by Roland. So, dear editor, I'm writing to you in reference to your recent article about the debate on how to help underdeveloped countries know for. The desire to lend a hand to the neediest has been deeply ingrained within us. However, we hear the skeptical chorus of experts who lambast our adherence to this noble cause of giving money to the poor. Whenever we see the heart-rending scenes of a cataclysm that came about in a third world country, we feel at least a modicum of compassion towards the afflicted people. A lot of African countries have a scarcity of water and food. Moreover, diseases and ethnic violence abound. So, for all intents and purposes, they have to rely on foreign aid. Although we appreciate altruistic willingness, I think we need to hear the willingness, the altruistic no, it's general. Although we also appreciate altruistic willingness, generosity maybe, some of us are altruistic willingness, no, generosity. Some of us tend to disparage humanitarian organizations' work. That's a good collocation. So, the charity events. No, this is general without the. Charity events have been increasing unabatedly, and the richest countries send inexhaustible supplies of financial help to them. Who's them? You need to define them because it's not in the sentence. To poorer nations. Be that as it may, abject poverty never seems to cease. To end. Well, you can't have both of these. To cease or come to an end. Spreading shanty towns grow over the small number of good Samaritans and blot out any hope of sunshine. I'm not very happy with this. grow over the small number of good so you need something else. Spreading shanty towns grow over. Okay. Overwhelm the small number of good Samaritans and blot out any hope of sunshine. Furthermore, corruption is prevalent in every layer of our society, which undermines, because corruption here is singular, uncountable, any altruistic effort. The most desperate people will not ever, better to put never, receive basic relief in some cases. Such an enormous their debt weigh on their shoulders that it appears to be we cannot untie this Gordian knot. So, you've tried this again, but nearly. So enormous is the weight of their debt. So is the weight of the debt on their shoulders that it appears we cannot untie this Gordian knot. Suffice it to say that we have come up with alternative approaches to tackle this issue, or these issues, this issue. We ought to enlighten them about how to stand on their own, stand on their own 2 feet. In conclusion, good intentions are, and great ideas per se, so these are all plural, do not mean we will eliminate every hungry mouse once and for all. Besides, not besides from, and financial aid unaccountable general, besides financial aid, we should teach poor people to be self-reliant. Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. Best regards, Roland. Okay, it's pretty good. Yeah. There are, so I'm going to look at mistakes first. This is a preposition. This too, a preposition mistake. Okay, this here, altruistic generosity, this was a bit of a non sequitur. Yeah, and that's more to do with cohesion. Okay, here again, this was to do with word order. Never seems to cease or come to an end. This, I think, is probably, you should have probably read it through, because cease or end. No, it needs a bit more. Here, this is the use of wrong vocabulary. This, I love the way you keep trying at this, and sooner or later you will get it. So, adjective, it is the noun that. Yeah? Okay. Okay, and that's probably the easiest way to do this one. Enlighten, wrong word. Yeah, enlighten is the verb. And then, yes, it needed a bit more as well. To stand on their feet. Yes, this stand on their own 2 feet. This is just an improvement from me. Okay, so, how adventurous. I think I'm probably going to give you a 3.5, maybe 3 out of 5. If you could get this so inversion, it would make a difference. Vocabulary is good always. Um, there's this enlighten and one or two other bits. I think maybe 4 out of 5. Mistakes. Mistakes are better, but they're one or two silly mistakes like singulars and plurals. You've got to make sure these singulars and plurals are right. Yeah? And make sure your verb agrees with your subject. So accuracy, 3 out of 5. Cohesion, cohesiveness. It reads pretty well, and there's a nice big bit here where I'm just reading without problems. I think 4 in cohesion. So what am I going to give it overall? I think maybe a 7.5. I think it's probably an A minus at C2. So a good effort. Well done.